you so much for coming on to tell your story. I think so much you are the face, you said it yourself, of recession. You're the face of 2013 and folks who are being entrepreneurs and innovators and starting again. So let's start with your story about how you got to writing a book with an ornament and talking about the magic of Christmas. So tell me your story.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I kind of feel like you're my Christmas angel.
Oh, go on.
My story is I had a life and I did something else and it kind of imploded. And after that implosion, I was forced to kind of redefine what I wanted to be. And I have a little boy, and I had to move from my home in New York back to my mom's house in Connecticut. And at that point in time, he was concerned that Santa wouldn't be able to find us. And I know that it's a really small thing, but sometimes it's the small things that matter.
To a child, it's huge.
It was big.
So you left your home around Christmas time,
Yes.
moved in with Grandma,
Yes.
and so you're with family, but you're alone in many ways because you're a single mother of a child and trying to figure out how to go forward.
Well, I mean, I also, it's not like I was gone from home since I was 18. So, you know, as an adult moving back in with your mom, sometimes you feel like it's a bit of a step back when in actuality it wasn't. Like, I'm lucky with the family that I have, and I'm lucky that I have the mom that I have because she gave me roots. And with those roots, which, you know, I've obviously had all along, it gave me the courage that I needed to try something else.
So what did you think to try?
Well, I didn't think to try anything. What we did that year was, you know, we made, we made a special potion and we called it Magic Kringle, and my son sprinkled it outside in front of our house on Christmas Eve, and Rudolph was able to see that from the sky and knew exactly where to land. It acted as a landing strip. So Santa and Rudolph found our new home at Christmas. And then what I did was I placed that potion in a Christmas ornament with the suggestion of my family and my sister. And I went to a bunch of stores and I tried to sell it to see if it would resonate and other people would like it. And I got into close to 60 stores.
And this was in just one season of trying?
Yes, yes.
Very humbling situation going on. Will people like it? Will people buy it?
Well, it's raw because you're kind of, even though you're putting yourself out there in a way that makes you very vulnerable. And I don't necessarily think other people realize it, but it's true because it's not just about the dream of Christmas, but it's about the dream of survival, and it's about the dream of, you know, providing as a parent. And it's also, my parents, I'm like fourth generation American, and my grandparents my grandfather's a World War II vet, and my grandmother was an orphan, and they were so pro-American, and I was I tried to make an American product. So with all that combined, it was challenging, but challenging in a way that was rewarding.
So you decided, you know, you're peddling you didn't have the book yet, but you had the Kringle.
Yes.
It's in here. This is an ornament, correct? Is this
Yes.
what you were peddling?
Yes.
Okay, so you had that, then you had an idea for a book. You wrote the story basically of your life.
Oh, yeah.
Leaving home, right?
Yes.
With your son. And you put it into this book, which you said you tested on children first.
Well, the thing with the book is I always had the dream of doing the book as well, but the thing is I could only afford to do the ornament first. So I knew that if I just kept my head down and got through the first Christmas, then I would focus on the book the second Christmas. So that's what I did. I just wrote and rewrote. And in the book, I have 4 children. One of them is my son. And then I have his best friend, which is a little girl named Aubrey. She's the only girl. She was let into the crew. And then I have 2 older boys, Matt and Ben. And I just rewrote the book 5, 6, 10 times. And kept reading it to them and tweaking it based on suggestions or ideas. Or the first time I thought I was done, Ben pulled me aside and was like, "Jessica," and I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I need to tell you something." And I said, "Oh, did you like the book?" And he's like, "The ending's really quite terrible." I'm like, and this is after, you're talking like months of work. And I'm like, oh, but you know, they're my audience.
So for people who might be interested in this book, it's called The Story of Magic Kringle.
Yes.
So lead me through what it's about, and I've read it, and I think it's such a sweet story.
Thanks.
But tell me.
The Story of Magic Kringle, it's a 4-chapter book. So basically I couldn't find a publisher because I was told that it didn't rhyme or it was too difficult for children to comprehend. So I just kept my head down, and it's a book that like an 8-year-old, 10-year-old reads, tucks under their pillow. The first chapter is it's called Leaving Home, and it's about a mom and her child and the boy's pet dragon. And the mom doesn't see the dragon, it's only a stuffed animal to the mom, but to the boy, the dragon is real, and he has magical powers.
And they could hardly afford it, right? It was $3.
Yeah, it was at a thrift store, and it was too expensive, and the mom was like, I don't want to spend $3 on a dragon, we're here for clothes.
And $3 is a lot of money when you don't have any money.
Yeah, $3 is a lot of money, and $3 is like a gallon, it's a gallon of gas. $3 is a lot for a stuffed animal at a thrift store. But the mom knew the woman at the thrift store, and the thrift store was called LVIS, Ladies Village Improvement Society, and she, the boy got the dragon at a discount. So they bought, and the dragon was missing a wing, and the mom didn't want to buy the dragon because she said the dragon's broken, it doesn't work. And the boy got the dragon, and because Mrs. Sneddon at the thrift store gave Tennyson a discount, and he took the dragon home and he built him a wing, and the dragon was real. Like the boy and the dragon's name was Smudge. Smudge and Tennyson had all these great adventures, and then one day the mom came home and told them, well, you know what, we have a great surprise. We're going to move to Nana's house. And of course it was very close to Christmas, and the boy was afraid that, he was afraid, but he put on a brave face for his mom, and he moved back to his Nana's house. And so the second chapter is called The Potion, and the Nana is a glitter girl, and glitter girls always see Christmas dragons. So she saw the dragon right away. She saw Smudge, and she explained to Tennyson kind of like not to be afraid, and she taught Tennyson how to make this special potion called Magic Kringle, and she made the potion with all her glitter girl retired school teacher friends.
I can't, not to stop you, but did this come easily for you to write this book?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is when you're locked in a moment and sometimes you feel like there's no way out, the key to preservation is imagination.
I think that's half the population right now.
You take yourself somewhere else, and, I wrote the book under a pen name, and people say, or, why don't you put your real name? And it's not that I'm afraid to put my real name. I love the romantic notion of having a pen name. It represents a 4-part series. Like, the Hoppy Hallisters, he wrote under, all the old school children's books are pen names.
So you took this was your manuscript, and you took this where? And sold this book.
Well,
who picked it
the
up?
thing is, because I self-published this, and it's printed in the United States, which is
USA made.
Which is, yes, it's difficult to do. Everything's like USA, some of it's from Rust Belt cities, which I'm also proud of. Like my art director's from Buffalo. Her name is Krista. She's by far one of the best. And but so I couldn't afford a prototype of the book, because when you print it, they just print it one large run. And then if you were to go to a smaller, like, where you get your yearbook or wherever, they don't have the right size. It's like $450. So I went to the copy center in my town, and the girl made me this. So I took this paper copy to all of the stores that I'm in, and I explained my journey and the story, and how this would be a hardcover, and how it was made in the United States, and how it was about magic. And
somebody said yes to you, of a big chain.
Yes. Well, last year I tried a lot of large stores, and I was discouraged. I went with my son to all of them, and we were waiting and waiting. I understand, like, sometimes people don't see it, but I was getting my flu shot at Walgreens, and my son ran into the Christmas aisle, and I was like, wow, this is a great Christmas aisle. It kind of has everything. And I was nervous, but I found the assistant manager, this woman named Kelly, and I explained it to her, and she gave me some helpful advice. And then I went back and met with her boss, which is the manager. His name was Mr. Fritch, and he let me put a stand in his store. And it really changed the trajectory of my family and my direction. Like, literally, I mean, I think Walgreens, although they're big, it's like a family-oriented store, and they literally opened their doors to my family.
Somebody believed in what you were doing,
Yeah.
and that's what you needed. You can run into all these brick walls where people don't get what you're doing, or don't have the time to listen, or don't get it, but somebody got what you were doing.
No, he totally got it. And the thing is, it's not necessarily, like, I understand the world is like a complicated place, and sometimes it's like big versus little, red versus orange, and he just took it down to the simplest of terms. Like, he recognized the fact that I was a customer. He knew that I came into a store. He recognized my son, and he said, okay, you know, I think you have a good product, and so he believed in me, and I'm lucky.
So now you have the book, and you have this, and you're going gangbusters, and I also have to applaud you for bricks and mortar. You're all about bricks and mortar, and as we rebuild the state of Connecticut and rebuild our country, it's about the little guy, it's about the mom and pops. So you're doing your part in helping the bricks and mortars, and how are you doing that?
Well, I think that Connecticut's a difficult state, and I think on a lot of levels, but I'm from here, and I was raised here, and I'm not going anywhere. And I think that if I can sell my product in Connecticut, in my dream, it'll go everywhere. And the thing that's important, whether it's small or large, is I need the businesses that support me to know that I support them. So the only place that you'll find the book and the ornament and my magic potion is in the brick and mortar businesses that support me. So if you were to go on my website, which I made with my friend, you could see where you can find these things.
Which is a great story. I think you are creating a lot of hope for others as you're creating change and magic and hope for yourself. Do you realize that?
Sometimes I just feel like I'm running through water. I feel like I just keep my head down and I like go from, it's nice to hear, so thank you. That would be great if that were true.
And in 5 years, what do you think? The Story of Magic Kringle, where is it going to be?
I have a big dream, and I hope it's a lot farther. But I'm proud of where I am now. And I mean, I'm in 23 Walgreens now, so that same manager pushed me through to all his manager friends, and all of those Walgreens managers have me in their stores now.
Act of kindness works every time.
It's unbelievable. It's like really, it's very special, and it makes me very proud.
Jessica, thanks for coming on, and I hope to hear big things from you in the next 5 years. You're making a good life for your son.
Thank you.